Hi, Darren Hall here from Bet72.com. Just making a brief video in answer to a question which we've had in from one of our members, and it concerns one of our associated sites, bettingsystemnotes.com. Very briefly, if you haven't seen it, it's a piece of online software which allows you to store betting notes, systems, strategies, anything you want at your fingertips anytime that you're going online in order to either bet or trade or even play other games. It's totally customizable. You can put whatever you like in there. Also includes a number of strategies from the trading football family and in-play trading as well. So lots of proven profitable strategies within the software as well, but I'm not really doing a sales pitch for the actual software itself because a lot of it speaks for itself. But I'm just going to show you a very quick demonstration in answer to a question that we've had regarding one of the other pieces of software within it, which you get for free. It's MarketMatcher, and basically that's just a little utility which will go through and will match the current entry criteria for some of the strategies that are actually preloaded into the site, and we'll find which games coming up over the next few hours, 24 hours, 48 hours on Betfair, to enable you to open your positions or just to get a little bit organised ahead of the games that are actually coming up. So you can see here we're actually on the site itself. If I click through and go into MarketMatcher, then the software itself will load up. Again, this is not a big demonstration of the software itself, it just shows a particular aspect. But basically we've got some of the preset strategies that are in here. Like I say, these are ones that have been provided by the trading football and in-play trading, professional trading guys. And you'll see here, this is what the question we had. It was basically concerning this minimum liquidity setting, which we've actually got here. And basically this is how much money must have been matched in the various markets for the particular strategies. Now, different strategies, and these are explained on the site, will use, basically the common markets that you would have. These are football strategies, by the way. So we'd be looking at things like matched odds, over and under 2.5 goals, correct score, over and under 1.5 goals, that sort of thing. But in order to trade effectively, we need liquidity. So there's no point finding a fantastic match to be able to trade if there's no money in it, because when we want to adjust our positions or green out or get out of a position because it's not going quite as planned, if there's no money in the market, then we're very limited or restricted as to what we can do. So really this is just a little check to see how much money is actually in the particular markets against the strategies that we're actually going to play. So what we'll do is a quick demonstration here. If we just go in, this is Thursday the 22nd of September, so there's a few games this evening, not a massive card but enough for us to be able to look and get involved with. So if we initially click on the search button, this will go off and it doesn't actually bring back any games. So there's either two things there. One is there are no games, which is not the case, because obviously there's always games available to trade or go in play on Betfair. But it may well be that there's just not anything that matches the criteria for these particular strategies, or indeed it may well be that there's just not money available. As I say, not a massive card of games tonight, certainly no major leagues or cup action or European competitions anyway. So what we would do in that case is, if we do want to see sort of what's coming up, if we go into the override button, and really, to be honest, we put this in originally when we developed the software because it was around about the time, going back 3 or 4 years now, where we were developing the software in pre-season. So we were doing a lot of the testing of the data against pre-season football. So very little liquidity in there, and we weren't actually trading them, but we were just proving the concept that it actually worked. So we needed an override, otherwise we would never see anything because we couldn't meet our initial entry criteria. But here, if we go in with an arbitrary figure, I mean it's defaulted there to 500, we might as well just select that. Now if we do the search, what we'll see is we've actually got 10 games returned over the next 24 hours, and you'll see various different strategies here. Again, we're not talking about those today, but basically what it will say, and if we say pick this game here because we've got an AA, which is the Adster aperitif, and also a potential low draw strategy. Now I know, for example, that the Adster aperitif strategy is concerned with looking at the 2-1 scoreline in the correct score market. So at this particular time, we've got just under £3,000 matched on Betfair. Typically, in the recommendations, we would be looking for, say, £5,000 to be matched in that market before we entered, because if we actually look down here, what we see is a particular score that we would be trading around the 2-1. We got gaps there, which is not really good for trading. I mean, it does mean we can sort of jump in between if we're looking to get a better price. For example, we could try and lay this at 10.5. And we'd be in the front of the queue for that, but it doesn't mean we're going to get matched, because, as I say, gaps are not really good when you come into trading. You'll also see that, you know, some of the other significant markets here, very little money in there, £90, £38. It's only really the match odds and the correct score which has actually got really any sort of money in, and even that's not really enough. So if we actually switch back to the recommended and did the search again, that will disappear, because really what we're saying is there's not really effectively enough money in there to be able to trade with. So that's all it is really. Again, if we drill down, this is one which be a bit more sort of familiar if we like. Aberdeen against St Johnstone. Again, you know, on the face of it, you sort of look at that and think, well, probably going to be a bit of money in it. It may well be, because we're recording this video sort of 10 o'clock in the morning, so you know, there's a long time yet until kick-off, and the money will come closer to kick-off. So what you'll find is it's useful as well just to go in and check these closer to the actual kick-off time, because these are obviously all pre-match prices, and really what we're doing is looking to set up a trade pre-match and then get involved with it in play. But it's important we've got enough liquidity before the game starts, so we've got enough to play with while it's actually in play. But it is quite useful sometimes just to override it. That's a very quick way there, just to see what games are actually coming up over the day, so we can plan our day around that sort of. Now if we look at that, then we can be thinking, right, well, it's going to be a game tonight. There's obviously got a Spanish game there as well, so that might be of interest at 9 o'clock. So it just gives you a little bit of an insight as to what you may potentially be trading. I mean, it may well be that liquidity just doesn't pick up in those particular markets, and again, we wouldn't be keen really to be getting involved again where we've got significant gaps in the prices, for example. So it's not good. You know, we want to know that if we want to trade effectively, we need to be able to get in and out of the market, and we need the liquidity there in order to help us. But that's the reason why it's there. So thanks, David, for your question. Keep them coming in again. Send them over to me at Bet72. It's the easiest way and quickest way to actually allow me to pick them up. It's info@bet72.com. And any questions you've got concerning betting system notes software, how you can get hold of a copy, what the other features are. We've got a lot of plans coming with it. We've got some new facilities and new features coming on board at the start of October as well. Quite excited about those. But yeah, decent bit of kit, and certainly something which is well worth sort of having in the armoury, because it does save a hell of a lot of time, just even for something like this, just to be able to set yourself up for the day. So anyway, that's just MarketMatcher. Very briefly, info@bet72.com. Any more questions, and we'll keep answering. Okay, cheers, bye-bye.